SummerSlam, it's here this Saturday. Live from Detroit at Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
First, I don't know if it's the order or not, but there's 8 matches listed here.
Yeah.
Apparently, they added as of today, a battle royal.
Yes.
And right now, the confirmed participants are LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable thus
Mm-hmm.
far.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how big this the battle royal is going to be. 20 men. I imagine 20 men would be standard. Any thoughts on this one? Any favorites right now based on the names that's been announced so far?
Well, I can tell you right now, if I were booking it, and I'm not a booker, but I am a fan, and I am somebody who analyzes pro wrestling, and I
Of
do
course.
care. So I have an opinion. It doesn't mean that I know everything. So I have an opinion. For all you humanoids out there who say, "Who the hell does this guy think he is?" LA Knight should not win that match.
Okay.
He's
Should not
already
win it.
over. He's
Okay.
already over to the degree a lower mid Carter could be.
He doesn't need it, in
So
other words.
he doesn't need it.
Right.
If you're going to have him win that match, though, then I want a beat down immediately. I want somebody who's in that match to beat the hell out of this guy and set up the next feud. Okay.
Mhm.
So either he doesn't win because he got screwed, or he wins and somebody gets their heat. But that's the way it has to be. I wouldn't have him win that match.
I actually agree with you. In fact, I based on the list we have here currently, we'll see when they fill it out the rest of the week. I would take Ciampa, honestly.
Yeah, Ciampa or Nakamura, either or,
Yeah,
because they're
I'll take
feuding
Ciampa.
right now. So that I want to see more out of that feud.
And Ciampa can use the push right now at this point. He's back
Sure.
now of injury and all that. So I'll go Ciampa based on what we have now. Obviously, the list will be completed by the end of the week, and we'll know more by Saturday night. So we'll go with that. All right, MMA rules match between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yep.
This is rumored to be Ronda's last match because I think she's done pretty much with wrestling, or at least for the time being. I don't know. How have you felt about Ronda's second incarnation here at the E?
It should have been the first one. I feel like this second incarnation would have allowed her to get more people over if she led with this. So when she became an active full-time wrestler, it just would have been much better if she came in as a heel.
I totally agree with you,
Because
100%, 100%.
again, she could have been Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
totally
mean?
agree with you on that.
Badass, cool heel, which means she's a babyface, and it would have gotten more people over. So I love this. Baszler can't win this match.
Really?
And I know that sounds crazy, but I think
Okay.
that you have to set Baszler up for her next feud if Ronda's not going to be here. So somebody needs to cost Baszler the match. And by costing Baszler the match, now we know where Baszler's going next. Because if she just wins this match, where does she go? And who cares?
Fair point.
You know what I mean? That division is a disaster right
She
now.
can't lose clean. I agree with you on that.
No, but the division is a disaster, and it's not because of a lack of talent, because they have excellent talent, and I support all those women. The company has failed with the way they're booking that division. I know that they're going to blame injuries and stuff. No, it's not about injuries. You guys still could have well-defined stories going on, and you really don't.
Yeah.
So this issue right here, give me somebody who comes out of it against Shayna, and let's really get going so Shayna can finally mature into the star that she's destined to be. So, I would have Amanda Nunes come and knock Ronda Rousey out and therefore cost Shayna Baszler the match. And now you have a situation where Shayna can go up against Nunes because Nunes knocked her out in a real MMA fight before. And then Rousey's out injured, and you leave the door open that she can come back in a year or at WrestleMania or what have you, and she can take on Nunes.
Yeah.
Because Nunes just retired from the UFC.
That's
So
true.
she got time on her hands, man. You know what I mean?
You're a UFC fan, right?
Listen, from the very beginning.
Okay, cool.
I've had Dan the Beast Severn on my show. I've had Ken Shamrock on the show.
Yeah.
I'm a big MMA fan, man.
Good to know in the future
Yes,
shows.
sir.
Good to know.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to know. Is this the end of Ronda? You think in
No.
WWE forever?
No, it's not possible because there's too much money on the table.
Okay.
It's not possible. I think she's
Is
going to take time off.
Yeah. And I think it's the only thing right now keeping it relevant is WWE right now, honestly.
Sure. Well, here's the other problem. The strike in Hollywood doesn't help because
Okay.
that means that there are no projects happening right now.
Yeah.
Which means that the money is slowing down. This is
Yeah.
not the time to take time off.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take time off, you better make sure you have your next move set up.
She's
So
taking time off. She's taking time off for family and more than anything
yeah, of
else.
course,
If
which is
anything, if
good.
anything.
And nurse injuries do all that stuff. But Ronda Rousey is going to have a match at WrestleMania. You can quote me on that.
Okay. Okay.
Unless she's pregnant. Unless she's pregnant, that's the only thing that'll stop that.
Right. I'm with you on that, and I also agree with you on the Shayna thing. I think Shayna will probably lose this match, but it'll be some shenanigans and all that.
Yeah, she'll come out looking strong.
And that's the goal. Make it look strong in the end. So, all right, we have the IC Championship match here between Gunther, versus Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
I initially was when this whole thing happened at Money in the Bank when Drew came out. I initially said, okay, perfect. Drew will win this IC title match, probably SummerSlam, call it a day. That's too simple. And not only that, there's a lot of being involved in this rivalry. I'm gonna go Gunther on this one. At the very least, Drew wins by disqualification or something of that nature. But Gunther ain't losing the title. And for the record, Gunther has been the best IC champion in the last God knows how long now, probably decade, if not more. I mean, who's been better in the last 5 years anyway? I have a hard time finding someone better in the last 5 years.
But you can't say the last decade because you're forgetting about The Miz.
The Miz is probably the only person I would consider.
You know what I mean? So we have to give The Miz his credit. We don't want to disrespect him.
But I will say, Gunther is the first person that I have seen in many years that has actually made this title matter again.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the problem. Who has he made? See, this is my problem with a lot of these folks here. Mm-hmm. And you asked me a question. I know we're going to get to it possibly later in the episode here.
Yeah, we will.
About the IC folks here. Who are my top?
Well, that will do another show. That will do another show.
Oh, okay, we'll do another show. But so, Gunther's not making anybody. He's beating everybody. And that's okay if the plan is to put him in the main event because somebody like Cody Rhodes or somebody like Rollins or whomever needs a big-time badass heel to go up against. I'm okay with that. But just make it clear, though. He's not getting anybody over but himself. And I have a problem with that.
So I agree. Well, I agree with you on that. 100% agree with you on that one. I also think because the reason why that is the case is because he's still being made. That's why. Sheamus made him. Sheamus, Drew, who else was feuding last year as champion? They're making him. So as he goes and is being made, at some point, you would hope anyway that he would turn a favor to other guys under him at some point. Because I look at Gunther right now as at this point, on the verge of being a main event guy.
But he doesn't need the title in order to be where he's at.
Well, that's the same.
You know what I mean?
He's losing his title at some point next couple months. I know that.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I want to see where it goes from here because he's not doing the title. I know you're saying that he's making the title significant, but whoever beats him, is it really going to matter? I don't think so.
I think for Drew, it may feel good because outside, obviously he won the world title during COVID, and obviously, I mean, look, he didn't have his moments, obviously. So at least getting the IC title for the time being for Drew will give him a little bit of a climb back up to the. I guess in some ways you can say Gunther is kind of helping Drew a little bit now, build up his stock again.
Well, he's giving him something to do. Yeah,
right. Well, only that, but building stock again. Drew was gone for a couple months also too. Don't forget that.
Sure.
And and I can see Drew maybe next year or so get back where he was close to or if not where he was 3 years ago. And you find guys like Gunther, for example, legitimizes that. Honestly,
I mean, in order for Gunther to lose that match to Drew, then there's got to be something where he slipped on a banana peel. I don't think Drew needs to beat him clean in that match.
No.
Because I think that you don't have a guy go on a streak like this and not put him in the main event. Eventually, you're going to have him take on the top level guys. So if you're going to do that, then you got to get creative about getting that title off of him.
Right. And like I said, I think he'll lose the title. It won't be this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
on that.
I agree.
All right. Yep. Singles match: Ricochet against Logan Paul.
I was on the Bobby Fish podcast there, the Undisputed podcast with Bobby Fish. Nice. Yep, and we were talking about this with he and his crew. And I'm going to tell you something, man. This is Ricochet's last chance. Ricochet is an interesting character in which he has not reached his potential in the WWE. He has not paid off overall with all the buzz that he had coming off of the Indies. He has not paid off in any way, shape, or form. So this is last chance. And if he is successful in this match, then you put him in the main event. And I'm not talking about against a Roman Reigns, but you put him in the secondary title main event. Whoever is going to be the champion after Rollins and what have you, Ricochet could be in there. But here's what I mean by successful. I'm not saying he needs to win the match.
Right.
Ricochet needs to make Logan Paul look fantastic, not just good, but fantastic. Because up to this point, Logan Paul has looked very, very good for a guy who has no clue what he's doing. The way that he was trained, as we know, he was trained with all of the high spots.
Mhm.
Now they're finally showing him the basics. He does not know how to wrestle. This is all surface level, flashy stuff that looks
Agreed.
exciting, but he does
Agreed.
not know how to wrestle. So a veteran like Ricochet really needs to make this match make sense. And the way that he does that is he has to sell his ass off. Ricochet needs to take a beating. Okay. And then after the beating, he needs to find a way to almost win or win. But Logan Paul needs to come out of this match looking fantastic so he can graduate to the next level. His own damn self.
So the problem with Ricochet for me has always been, it never been about the in-ring. It's been about the character.
Well, there is no character.
There you go.
Right? What is he doing? Doing the Dougie and doing all this foolishness and looking like a goofball. You know what I mean?
And I thought they pulled the rug from him pretty quickly in 2019 when he won a U.S. title against AJ Styles. And I thought him and AJ had a good little feud going there. And then I guess Vince didn't like the promos.
Well, the crowd wasn't reacting to him. That's the problem there. You know, so when you have a guy where the crowd's not reacting to him, you don't waste time with him. You got to move on to the next one. You know. Now listen, EJ, I see you're distracted back there. What's going on? Who
my
bring
6-year-old?
Bring the 6-year-old on the show, man.
What's that Duke? Real quick. Come here. Come here. You shy? You ain't that shy. Come on now.
I know you were making all that noise in the background.
We're talking about Ricochet. We're talking about Ricochet right now.
Yeah.
Ricochet. You like Ricochet, right?
See that? That's one way to do it.
Yeah, but don't hang on that though. That's gonna fall on you. I know.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the issue with him is more of a character thing, more than else. He's not interesting. In ring, he's fantastic. He's exciting.
Well, he's getting better.
I mean, he's flashy. I mean, he gives you what you want.
Flippy, dippy, peanut butter, skippy.
Right, but at least
it's
only right. But at least it's only one of those, not like 25 of those.
Well, now it is because he had to finally admit that, you know what, this is what they want. I have to give WWE what they're paying me to give, and it's not to be flipping around like a jumping bean all match.
That said, I agree with you. I do agree with you. This is his last chance, you know, and I hope he pays it off.
He's got to make, if he makes Logan Paul, meaning that Logan Paul comes out of this match still somebody that people want to see wrestle, then I think you can make a valid argument that Ricochet needs to be somewhere in the upper card there, and that's okay. I'm down with that. But for now, if he fails, I want him out. He's another one. Get rid of him. I don't want him on the TV. Job him out for the next 6 months or less, and then literally cut him loose. He can go to AEW and wrestle.
Fit in with, big fish, big pond, small fish, small.
Well, he can be the next Swerve, where you know oh my god, this is a big deal, and then next thing you know, he's on a lesser show and being treated like it doesn't matter, like what they do with all the black people in AEW. But
Tony Khan booking, buddy. You know that.
Yep.
All right, I'm actually looking forward to this match a lot. You have the triple threat match for the women's title. Asuka as a champion versus Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, this is my match right here. Yeah,
this is what I'm looking forward to, and I think more not only because in ring, but also just what could happen because I mean, is this the night Bianca turned heel?
I mean, how do you pick a winner? First of all, how do you pick a winner in that match?
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair doesn't need to win, but she does need to win because she needs to get the belt again to add. She's getting closer to her father's record that she has to beat, right? So we got to get there.
I also feel like Bianca winning it is not going to feel as.
Who cares? Yeah, it's not. We're not. It actually makes more sense for her to fail again and almost get it again and get screwed again. So, like you said, so she can complete the heel turn. And then with Asuka has been kind of stagnant as champion.
Yeah,
so maybe she needs the belt.
At this point, she's probably a transitional champion now, as good as she is.
But maybe she still needs the belt in order to get her out of that transition.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I guess the question here is this: do we see cash-in? That's the next swerve you can have here.
Wow.
Io Sky has the briefcase.
Wow. This would be the perfect time to cash in. This would make that match matter even more. I
I mean,
love that.
she's already been teased around a couple of Raws,
Sure.
like at ringside, a couple
Well, that's it.
SmackDowns rather,
You just did it to me. So Charlotte Flair has to win this match.
and then EO catches on her, and then they have a
And EO
little thing.
cashes on her. That way Charlotte gets that would be number 15 for her, right?
I believe so. I
That would
believe
be
so.
the 15th title reign for her, but she loses it immediately.
Yeah,
So now the chase to 16, which ties her father's record.
right.
I love it. This is the
And
perfect. Oh my god, I
and they're
love it.
pushing and they're pushing
Yeah,
EO obviously the
yeah,
next one. So
yeah. And you push EO, and EO should. I think EO would be fresh.
mhm.
She already has the skills, and her and Oscar can feud.
Yes, that's true too.
You know what I
If
mean? Just
Oscar
give me
loses
that.
also. Oscar wins the match and then catch on Oscar.
Well, no, we need Charlotte to win in order to get Charlotte to number 15. We
Right.
got to get to
So that is
that
priority.
point
Well,
because
you know
here's the problem. Time is ticking with Charlotte. She wants
that's
to have
true.
children.
She does.
She wants to
She
do what
wants
everybody else is doing.
She wants Andrade's babies.
Exactly. So we need to get her to number 17.
She wants
And
little Andrade's. Okay.
we're not gonna do that without playing hot potato with the belt. Yeah, she wants. Hey, look,
Little
I don't blame
Andrade's. Okay.
Andrade. Do it, man.
Do you think,
Charlotte.
bro? I'll tell you what though, if that scenario we say plays out on Saturday, I will love to be a fly on the wall at Robert Barnett's house right
Oh
now
my
to see
god.
him as happy
Yeah.
he is. Charlotte wins the title, and then
Yep.
seconds later, EO catches on her
Crash
ass.
and burn.
Rob, I want to
Listen.
be there, dude. Please
th-
put me yourself when this match happens, please.
Let me tell you something about Rob the Genius, okay? And I
Yes,
know
yes.
that's and kudos to you because you're the one that connected us in the beginning anyway.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But Rob is somebody who is a frequent guest on Duke Loves Wrestling
Yes, he
podcast.
is.
His profile has gone through the roof.
Yes.
Okay, people have really enjoyed what he brings to the table when he comes on the show.
Master of data,
Um,
man.
Mainly because we start butting heads on some of this stuff. And what Rob needs to understand is when he is wrong, and he's only wrong when he disagrees with me, he's not Rob the Genius anymore. He's just Bob. Okay. And
Especially
Bob is simple and plain and milk toast. He's
to
not
your
Rob.
point,
Rob is cool.
though,
Yep.
dude. But to your point, though, in your Facebook group too, also, y'all
my
been getting
God.
at it lately too as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the challenge because listen, a lot of folks don't realize this. Rob is older than us, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm too old for this. He's at that age where you start getting to a certain point where it's like you ain't gonna put up with nobody talking nonsense to you. So I like to needle Rob a little bit just to kind of see where that fire is at.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
And
That's great.
because I use facts too, Rob gets hot, boy. He
Yes.
gets hot. So
Yeah, definitely. But Rob, I'll put yourself after that match to see what happens, just in case
Yeah.
the scenario does play out.
I will love that.
All right,
I love that.
but I think we will see a cash in on Saturday.
Yep.
I do
Yep.
think that.
Yep. It should happen.
Okay. All right. We got Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. This is the rubber match, the payoff. It's been a great, arguably feud of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably feud of the year so far. The way it's played out. I don't see the reason why other than Cody not win. Cody has to win this match because
Sure.
if the goal is to keep Cody heated up, and if we to believe that Cody is going to be the guy that ultimately dethrones Roman Reigns if that plays out in April next year at WrestleMania, he's got to continue this, and you can't lose a Brock and then all of a sudden feel like, okay, now a title shot down the road. Nah, you got to beat one of the biggest champions in the history of the company and win 2 out of 3, and then you move on. I got Cody in this match in a great classic because Brock always delivers.
This would be a perfect time to bring Bray Wyatt back.
True.
So maybe Bray Wyatt interferes.
But why the connection? I'm just curious.
Because you got to get Brock out of this. So when does the feud between Cody and Brock end for now? You know what I mean? So how do we transition Cody out? The best way to do it, get Bray Wyatt or whoever other character that Cody's going to feud with next, have them be involved in some way.
Right.
So even if Cody wins by the skin of his teeth, and then at the end of the match, again, the next feud comes in and starts. I think that makes perfect sense. Now, I agree with you, though. Cody should win this match, but I think Brock has to beat the daylights out of him.
Yeah, Brock, you just the way to do it, make it look strong. Make Brock look strong.
Well, just like Dusty Rhodes. I mean, you got to – people need to be crying and concerned for Cody's health. You know what I mean? And I'm not a person that calls for blood these days, but I don't mind Cody Rhodes bleeding in this match. I think it actually makes sense.
We already saw blood in this feud once already.
Yeah.
Remember? Was that Backlash?
Backlash, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see it again. I'm ready to see it again. Yeah. I want this man broken. Okay. Because Cody Rhodes, you're a punk. I never liked you. I never liked your face. I don't like the fact that you have nicer suits than I do. I don't like the fact that you have such a hot wife. I don't like the fact that you have
She
such
is
a
she is
gorgeous
gorgeous though.
sister. You
Randy is
know,
gorgeous though.
Teal, you can call me anytime, young lady. That's right. So I don't like the fact that Cody Rhodes has all these things going on. And he knows I don't like him. He's called me rude before. But Cody Rhodes has also worked with me behind the scenes to get tickets for school children to attend wrestling events. And because of that, I respect the man. He's willing
Yeah.
to put our differences aside to do the right thing. That's the politician in me, and clearly that's a politician in him as well. But with that said, Brock Lesnar is going to literally break this man. He is going to beat Cody
I
Rhodes
think so
so
too.
bad, he was going to have polka dot welts all over himself like his daddy used to, but there'll be bruises. That's right.
I am surprised though that they didn't make a stipulation in this match though. No cage, nothing of
Do you need
that
it?
nature.
Do you
I
need
mean,
it?
really, you really don't. But
You know?
I'm assuming based on how this feud's gone that they haven't done anything of that nature.
But we
Hell in
know
a
it's not
Cell.
going to be a match. It's going to be a fight.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
good point.
fight.
But
You
we
know?
agree. We agree. Cody wins the match though.
But think about this for a second.
Yeah.
This is two people who main evented WrestleMania recently, and they're not even in the main event. How stacked is this card?
It's pretty stacked.
Right? Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair. Come on. How stacked is this card?
Oh yeah.
This is a stacked card. Drew McIntyre, he's main evented big events and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
How stacked is this card?
You're right. You're absolutely
This
right.
is going to be a historic SummerSlam. I said that on Bobby Fischer's show, and at first people were like, what? But then they thought about it. Dude, this is like one of the best cards I've seen in years.
Right.
I'm serious, man.
No, it's really good, and the stories are not being told. And this thing is really, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this one here. We have the two more matches here. We have Seth freaking Rollins against Finn Balor, your boy Seth, for the World Heavyweight Championship. I said this when the summer started that he is not leaving this summer with the championship. I thought when he won that tournament at Crown Jewel that or Nine Champions rather that was a he's gonna be a transitional champion.
Sure.
Just I think at some point he doesn't really need it at this point now, but he got the title. I think he'll lose his title. I also think there'll be a cash in as well on this night. In the name of Demon Priest, I think Seth loses to Finn. I mean, it'll be nasty, and then Damon comes in and cashes on Finn, and then we have the beginning, the end of Judgment Day.
So it could happen. So I'm not saying that I disagree per se, but I want to see the chase though.
This is too easy though. Was that too easy for you?
Well, I want to see Finn have the title and look over his shoulder.
Oh,
because Priest at any point could cash in on him, and just the vignettes and the backstage of them working that out. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, brother, don't worry. Yeah, we're a team. And then you cut to Priest and he's looking at him like
you could tease it. Yes, you could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could even have Finn walk in on the rest of the faction talking about Priest cashing in. So I would maybe you tease it. Maybe Priest comes out, and then at the last second he decides not to cash in. Because again, we're going to set this up, and you can drag that out until WrestleMania.
But we agree that Finn is going to win this title.
Oh, listen, Seth Rollins with his terrible blouses. No, this guy. Give me a break. Give me a break.
You can't say you don't enjoy his character though. Yeah,
no,
you do enjoy this. You don't like it?
I don't like the guy. I can't stand him, quite frankly. There's something, but here we go again. You know what it is? I don't like characters who I feel like are not representative of who they really are. And
you'll think it's this eccentric in real life.
Seth Rollins is playing wrestler right now as opposed to being a superstar.
Okay.
And I know that in his mind, this is great because he's hit a new level, but it just goes to show that he wasn't doing enough before. The fact that a new level even exists for him.
Yeah.
But he'll never be Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Because he's over here playing patty cake. And I don't care what anybody says. There's never been a champion. There's never been a top guy. There's never been a real superstar who plays patty cake.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take your business very seriously. And you're not serious when you dress like a goofball. If you're going to wear a blouse, go all the way. That's the way I see it. Okay? I'm not against the blouse, but go all the way. Dress like Prince. What are we talking about here?
Right.
You know what I mean? Really get styled up. Don't just go down a Hot Topic and pick a bunch of pieces randomly, or go into your wife's closet and pick random pieces. And certainly don't let her style you. She should know what she's doing. So, maybe you need to call up Trinity Fatu or somebody like that and have them style you, because at least she knows how to get it done, Jack. But Seth
That's my
Rollins,
girl.
I want this guy away. He should go to AEW as well and
Stop,
start getting
dude.
jobbed out.
Stop that. By the
Disaster.
way, you mentioned Ricochet last chance here for Ricochet to get
Yeah.
some done.
Yeah.
Feel the same about Finn Balor here also, too. Last chance.
Yeah,
here.
well, Balor is finally showing that aggression that he used to have in New Japan.
Yeah.
I think Balor, for the most part, has been a failure in WWE.
You mentioned, I think you mentioned on the podcast recently. I mean, maybe on this show,
Absolutely.
actually, back in WrestleMania, that he's
Yep.
been kind of a letdown.
Yeah, he's been a letdown. But you know what? That's why I think that this is real. This animosity between him and Rollins, and it's more Balor having the animosity with Rollins because Rollins injured him.
True.
Had that injury not happened, where would Finn Balor be today?
That's very true. That's very true.
With merchandise, with his contract, with everything, he'd probably be one of the biggest names in wrestling. We may not have Roman Reigns where he's at today if Finn Balor had not gotten injured.
You're probably right. Absolutely.
He would have taken over the whole industry, man. With the demon and all that, he would have taken over the whole industry.
Yeah.
So the fact that Rollins ruined that, I think that Balor he's gonna be very stiff in this match because he probably knows, like you just said, that this is probably his last chance to show that he can be a superstar.
That being said, this has match of the night potential, though. I mean, these two guys are great professionals. So
yeah, it should.
Yeah. Finally, the main event. Tribal combat for the undisputed World WWE Universal Championship and recognition of Tribal Chief. We have Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa versus Jey Uso. Like I said, if you don't remember when this feud started, obviously you know this, but listen to this podcast. There's a reference point, of course, when this whole thing started. These guys wrestled at Clash of Champions in 2020. Fantastic match.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
Is it going to be another one of those?
Yep.
Again, I don't see a scenario where Roman does actually lose his match, but I think there's going to be a lot of chaos around this to where. So I have a prediction. Let me get your thoughts first on this. Before I give my prediction on what's going to happen here.
Well, I think that if I were booking it,
yeah,
Sami Zayn has nothing to do right now.
Yeah,
he literally has nothing to do because Owens, he's going to be sitting in the stands like the fan that he is, all 500 pounds of him eating popcorn because he should have never been in a match ever in his life. This guy,
he's great though.
You get to watch the real stars.
We hit on KO for
Kevin Owens. And never liked him. He doesn't like bro. He's told me directly he's never liked me either. So it's okay. We mutually do not like each other. But Sami Zayn is a star. And I think that Sami Zayn doesn't need Kevin Owens riding his coattails. So we can put him back in the main event where he belongs. And the way that we can do that is have him interfere in this match.
You're a Sami guy, of course, right?
I'm not so much a Sami guy, but I respect him.
Yeah.
I think Sami interferes in this match, and he costs Jey the match.
Oh.
Because Jey Uso turned on Sami and chose the bloodline over him. And then Sami ended up being right. Sami still owes Jey a receipt. So what if Sami tells Jey, I got your back. I know that everything and your brother's not around. I got your back. And then when the match happens, Sami comes down, but then he turns on Jey and he realigns with Roman. That or Jimmy makes his return and he turns on his brother.
See, that's the prediction I'm going with. That's right there. Second one. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Either way,
Jimmy on Jey.
Yeah, either way, we're going to be eating good, man. This is
the fact that Jim's been gone for about a month, 2 months now.
Yep.
I remember when it happened. I was like, that's probably not real.
Yeah.
It's probably not real.
Yeah,
I think Jimmy's going to come back, give him time off, which means you forget about him a little bit.
Yep.
You've known this for years how it's working in WWE. Jimmy turns on Jey. That's my prediction, actually, to be honest with you.
So now the brothers feud? Is that what happens?
Yes, because now you'll have a lot of heat on this one. So now Jay's intention will go to Jimmy for a couple months. This feud can go to Rumble. Meanwhile, Roman is able to still keep the title and continue to do what he has to do going forward. And then it puts more focus on Solo going forward. So we'll see.
Well, maybe The Rock comes out.
Maybe The Rock comes out too. There's another rumors about The Rock coming out.
Maybe The Rock comes out, so now you know where Roman is going long term.
Right.
And meanwhile, Solo is still looking at Roman disappointed.
I just think this show has a lot of potential for
Incredible. Yeah.
big things. You were saying before we
Yeah.
started here
Yeah.
that this show has a lot of history making potential here.
It's an incredible show.
So,
And kudos to WWE for putting
of
themselves in a
course,
position where when their contracts are about to be up on television,
right.
they are peaking. They are
At
hitting
TV.
everything.
Yes.
They are one of
Yes.
the few entertainment programs that are doing better this year than they were last year. So you got to show them the money. You know what I mean? And I think that WWE doing this well, plus the writer's strike and the stuff happening in Hollywood, that
Mhm.
helps AEW too. I think that AEW can say, look, we're still the alternative to that.
Right.
So although you're not going to pay us as much of them, you still need to keep us on TV.
Well, you can argue
So
wrestling is as popular as it's been in a long time, and
absolutely,
because of WWE doing
absolutely,
well, people are going to want to watch more wrestling. You
yep.
have other opportunities also too. There's nothing wrong watching. There's nothing wrong watching multiple products.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean? There's nothing wrong with that.
no.
You
And I
know,
think a lot
so
of people take me the wrong way here. I don't have a vendetta against AEW. I don't have an issue because I
yeah,
want this folks.
Danny G does though.
Oh yeah, Danny G does. That's a different story. We'll have to get him on and
Hi,
talk to him
Danny.
about that. Yeah, Danny, my boy, my New England brother there. But
Yeah,
it was marketed one way. Tony Khan has not delivered on the things that he marketed on, and I'm
bingo,
holding him accountable as a consumer
bingo.
and as somebody advocating for the wrestlers. And by the way, the wrestlers, and I won't name any names, but people who you'd be very shocked, even some people who publicly may denounce me, behind the scenes are asking me to keep going. Why? Because I'm advocating for them. So,
Yeah,
when you look at it from that perspective there, it's like, look, just make good on your promises because here's what's happening. And this is why WWE's make as much money as they have.
mhm,
Diversity,
mhm.
inclusion,
Yeah, absolutely.
they're doing the thing.
They're giving you the blueprint. They're giving you the blueprint how to make this work.
Bro.
And I'm an example of that. I came in clean with
Yep.
AEW, and I
Yep.
was one, dude. I was.
Give them a chance. You say
I
that to me. Give them a chance.
I told you on your podcast 2 years ago. AEW. I was called the AEW mark for a long time, and I've
Yep.
now shifted because they've not continued to do things I've asked for.
But things that
Sorry,
they brought you in telling you that they were going to give you these
right?
things,
And I never got it.
and you never got it.
Right,
And the whole thing with the women, where they're only featuring one women's match per
right.
TV episode, still to this day, it's an embarrassment. Because how do you grow a women's division if you only give us one match per TV episode? It's impossible. You
Yeah.
can't do it. No one's getting over.